my name's Milabel, or you can also call me Moto, whichever one you prefer. So as you can see the title of this video, it's my first job, and my first job ever. I've graduated from high school about a year ago, and this early April, I finally got a job from my martial arts boss. It's also the same place where my boyfriend works, and he teaches, and I'm the office worker now. And he had another office worker, but then after I started working for a little bit, he fired her, and I kind of feel like it's my fault. But she did make a lot of mistakes in the office that I am now covering up and stuff, so. I was happy for this job because I would get work experience, and besides, most people weren't hiring me, probably because they knew I couldn't communicate and they didn't want me stuttering at the cash register. For the longest time, I was not getting paid. It was a month since I got paid, and I was really upset, so I sent my boss a Gmail, and then we saw each other on one Monday, and then he was like, dude, I don't need to read your thoughts. I don't want to read your wants. Just tell me what you want, and I'll get it to you. So then he finally got me my paycheck the next day. Because in my last recording, which no one will ever hear, and I will never hear again, I kept complaining how my boss wasn't paying me, but he finally has. Sucky butt part is my bank account, which he uses a different bank for me, and his bank uses like certain weird checks. I put it into my bank, and now it's on hold, and it's been hold for almost a week now, and it's finally going to come out this Friday, which is super annoying because I want to buy myself a Switch. Well, and I also want to help out my boyfriend because I've been leeching off him. So what do I do in the office, you may ask? Because that's what this video is supposed to be about, not me complaining, except I'm going to complain. I have to communicate. The first time, I had to answer the phone. Actually, I did not answer the phone. I just let it keep ringing there, and I stared at it, and stared at it, and eventually, it went silent, and I got super sad, and I went into the girls' changing room, and I just sat in the corner, thinking how much I was of a failure. I don't know why, but every time that phone rang, I would jump, and I would stare at it, and then I would suck in my gut and answer it. Now, I don't do that. When the phone rings, I pick it up right away, and then I ask what they need and stuff. But sometimes people want weird things, so it's like, I don't want to go too into it. But it's also kind of hard when Indians call because they have like such a thick accent, and it's sometimes hard to hear them, so I don't like want to ask them what they're saying and stuff. Like, I think it's rude when you ask someone again what they said to you. It's like, boy, you're supposed to be listening to them. But I get it. If you, like, seriously can't hear them or you can't understand them, it's good to ask them what they're saying because, you know, then the conversation proceeds. Unlike me, I'm a freaking weeb and, like, I can't socialize with anyone. I just kind of sit there and, like, oh, yeah, and I guess what they need. And they're like, what are you talking about? My boss is like, oh, yeah, you have to be super smiling and greet people. Ask them how they are and all that stuff. Boy, I can barely do that. And I can barely do that with people that I kind of know, like acquaintances. I can't really do that. They have to approach me first, man. People approach me, I can easily talk to them. If they don't approach me, I just kind of look at them like, oh yeah, hey, there's a person over there. I hope this job makes me have more communication skills because communication is good. The easiest part of my job is filing things when they need to get filed. And when my boss has mail, I have to open his own mail. It's really weird. But when I open it, it's usually bills, and then I have to write a check for him. It's weird, because, like, you'd think that my boss would be able to do that, which he probably can. But, you know what? I can appreciate the easy work, and I can appreciate that I can be doing it for 10 minutes and getting paid, man. A little funny story. So I wear kind of, like, weird clothes and unusual, whatever the flamity. So one time, I was actually wearing my bum clothes. Bum clothes is usually just like a pair of shorts and a t-shirt. What happened was, so I have my class, I actually still take class, and I have that at 6:30. At 7:30, since it's an hour long, I got off, and I went to the office to do like something really quick before I was going to leave, because usually after my class, I leave. And then my boss decided to come in, and he saw me in the office quickly doing something in my freaking bum clothes. He was like, what are you doing? And I was like, sir, I'm just getting this stuff done before I go home. What are you wearing? And then I just said, clothes. Like, what do you think I'm wearing? Do you want me to be naked for this job? Because I didn't think that was in the job requirement. And then he went on to tell me, you can't wear that. And I was thinking in my head, what the heck is he talking about? Like, what am I doing wrong? You know, you gotta look more professional when you're working in the office. You're the one that greets people. You represent us and yada yada. I see where you're getting at. You think I'm working in my bum clothes. Excuse me, sir, but I actually work in my uniform. But if I don't, then I usually work in like some non-bummy clothes, I guess. Basically, I just told him I was wearing my uniform and he was happy about it. And then I could go home. End of story. This is where I'm going to complain now. I have to make sure people are paying because, you know, you pay for taekwondo classes because how else do we make money? And I love the people who are on auto pay because it just charges their card every month, the same amount. We don't have to do anything unless they freaking have their card expire and they don't tell us. That's super annoying because some people don't want to tell us. It's like, boy, you trying to steal classes now? I'm just kidding. But the people who aren't on auto pay, oh, I want to punch you guys. We have this payment sheet, and it's for people who come in and pay with their card manually each month. They pay by cash or check. But some people, when I'm not there and they take payments, they're not writing it on the timesheet. So we don't know if they paid or not, and we don't know, like, what happened. Like, sometimes my boss will just take someone's cash and he won't even write it down. Like, boy, how am I supposed to know that this guy is paying when it's not record anywhere? That you wanted me to do my job properly. You're not doing your job properly. I enter into the system how much they need to pay and stuff, and usually the balance should be 0. Some people do not like that though, 'cause some people not paying for classes, or I don't know they paid for classes because, like I said, some people don't mark it down. We printed a report. We were looking to see what people needed to pay. When we finally got that situated, and I was going to get ready to print statements so we can send them out to people so they can pay, our system decided to crash because my boss pirated it. So all of the years and years of records of people paying and all that junk was gone. So my boss actually decided to pay for the program, and now we have it, but nothing's there. So it was my job to take out all the student applications from the files, put them all in, and boy, I counted it, and it was like 175 or something dumb like that. It was so many. And then I have to go on the old reports that we printed out, thankfully, and we had to put down everyone's payments of when they did, and then we still had to go back and figure out who didn't pay and all that butt junk. I've been working on this project of payment for maybe like 2 freaking weeks. And my boss said it was going to take about like maybe 1 to 2 days, maybe 3, like if I'm very not sure what I'm doing or, you know, need help and stuff, which my boyfriend has been helping me, thankfully. Thank you, boyfriend. And one time we were there from 7 p.m. to freaking 1 a.m. Like, dude, man, I didn't know these hours going to be like that. I thought this was supposed to be a part-time job, not a full-time job. Like, some days we stayed there like for half the day. And I was trying to get to where my job would, you know, allow us to take my boyfriend to school, go home, you know, eat and, you know, relax and then go to work. No, usually we have to go to work straight from my boyfriend's school. The one last thing I have to do is got to make sure that when there's problems, I got to solve them. Sometimes I can't case close the problems. Like my pun there. No one cares. Thank you for watching my video. It took me 3 weeks to do this, but I finally got it done. And my character is drawn sometimes weird because I was sick in the making of this, or I was trying to make her less stiff, more expressive, more movement. And then I had to keep recording because I don't like how I talk with my braces. Besides that, before I forget to mention, I would like to add people's OCs into my story times. Like, it could be someone that annoys me or someone that helps me out, stuff like that. And I really like to just see people's character designs and all that good stuff. And I credit them at the end of my video. So if you want your OC to be featured in my Storytime video, just send your reference or just a full body of your character to this Gmail, and I'll apply it to my next Storytime video. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to brush your teeth.